téléspectateurs de Radio Télépixel, c'est un plaisir immense pour nous de vous rejoindre encore cette fin de semaine pour notre 28e livraison de l'émission Facilité. L'émission Facilité, comme je le dis toujours, c'est le pont entre vous, étudiants, et nous qui sommes ici présents pour vous guider, pour vous aider dans le choix que vous aurez à faire lorsque viendra le moment de vous rendre sur le marché du travail. Et ce travail, nous le faisons avec beaucoup de plaisir, avec beaucoup de motivation, et ça nous fait énormément de plaisir, comme je le dis toujours, à chaque fois que j'ai le feedback de vous, faisant savoir que vous nous écoutez, que vous nous suivez toujours toutes les fins de semaine et que vous ne manquez pas une de nos livraisons. Le contact avec nous se fait au 514-799-6087, ça c'est pour le téléphone. Par email, on est joignable à clément.calvaire@clémentcalvaire.com. Si vous avez des suggestions pour cette émission, si vous avez des sujets que vous auriez aimé que l'on aborde pour vous et que l'on aille chercher des professionnels dans ce domaine pour venir discuter avec vous sur ce point, on est tout à fait ouvert. Alors adressez-nous et on va faire le suivi. Vous n'aurez pas à vous fatiguer pour ça. Et aujourd'hui, on a un invité spécial avec qui on va parler de business analyst. Donc, j'ai déjà abordé ce sujet avec vous et je vous avais promis d'aller chercher une spécialiste dans le domaine pour nous parler de ce que c'est l'analyse d'affaires. Elle est avec nous en ligne, on va la recevoir, c'est elle qui va nous parler de tout ça. Hello, Eno. I'm very happy to have you tonight in Facility. As I mentioned before, Facility is the show that we have for the students just to help them to know what we have in IT field, and then they will have to take the best decision when time is come to go to the market. So, I'm very happy to have you. Tell me, how are you?
Thank you so much, Clement. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Happy to be here as well.
Cool. My first question for you, tell me about yourself as a professional. Tell me who you are.
All right, fantastic. So my name is Eno Eka. I am a business analyst, career coach, and change manager. And in the past few years, I've been helping other people start careers in business analysis. So how did I get here? I started my career in accounting. I used to be an accountant, and then I moved into the business analyst space and working, in IT and tech. And a lot of people reached out to me saying, I want to do this as well. Can you show me how I can do this? And that's how I started coaching. Early on in my career, I started working as an accountant, and then I moved into project management and business analysis. I've worked in industries that cut across construction, oil and gas, banking, and technology. I'm very, very passionate about using technology and innovation to help organizations solve their business problems. I'll say I'm someone who's very analytical. I love to solve problems. I'm always thinking about ways to provide solutions to problems. So that's like my thing, right? I love business analysis and I'm passionate about it because it was sort of a leeway for me to really showcase the skills that I have, leveraging my, my soft skills, my interpersonal skills, my communication skills, and helping organizations achieve their goals is what I'm passionate about, and I really love it. I'd say business analysis typically changed my life because it kind of gave me a path where I was not sure what I wanted to do. So that's really a bit about me. I live in Canada, Calgary, Alberta. I'm an immigrant to Canada. And, since I arrived in Canada, I've been focused on helping immigrants just like me to get started in their professional careers. And, because of the work that I've done so far, I've been awarded, several awards and recognitions by Forbes, RBC Top 75 Immigrants, Women of Inspiration 2019 Award for Mentorship, Top 100 Powerful Women in Canada, Top 100 Black Women to Watch, but a lot of all these things are based on the social impact work that I do. So that's really a bit about me.
Excellent. So that's a lot about you, I'm very happy to have you, and I'm expecting that people who gonna, follow the show will have to learn a lot of things from your experience. Let's start from the beginning. As a business analyst, can you define for us the role of a business analyst for an organization?
For sure. So a business analyst is anyone regardless of your job title or your organizational role, anyone who is helping an organization, right, leverage technology to solve their business problems. So you're recommending solutions to the business that are delivering value to the organization. So think of any typical business problem, right, that any business would have, and look for opportunities and solutions that will deliver value for that business problem, right? So a lot of times the need can be a problem, it could be an opportunity for the business. So as a business analyst, you analyze the potential value for that solution that you're recommending to the business. You do your own work by determining where we are right now versus where we want to be. Look at the external influences from your competitors, from government regulations, your industry, and then look at internal as well. Look at your organizational processes, your culture, your systems, your infrastructure, your human resources. And if we have everything that it takes, and the cost benefit analysis that you've done shows that the benefits of actually investing in this thing or that solution would actually give us more value, then as a BA, you will recommend this solution to the business, and then you would now have the technical or technology team actually implement or deliver this solution. And it could also be a solution that is built by the business, or we can actually buy a solution from a provider, so like a software as a service kind of thing. So that's really who a business analyst is. And a lot of people think, oh, I have to have a computer science degree, I need to be technical. No, you don't have to be. You just need to be able to understand technology and then understand the business, right? And then, you're sort of the measure, you're the bridge in between both sides.
Okay, perfect, excellent. I really appreciate that explanation. That answers my second question to you, Eno. Tell me, is there a difference between business analyst and IT business analyst? Is there a difference between those two? Can I be a general business analyst or just IT business analyst? Tell me what's the difference between those two?
Oh yeah, definitely. So a business analyst, like I explained earlier, is someone who does this, and you can do this without having to do it with technology. It could be basically just the business processes. So helping the business to remodel their processes, re-engineer their processes, make their processes better. You don't have to be working in the IT domain. Okay. So when you have an IT business analyst, this person, is working in the IT domain. This person has knowledge of information technology and technical tools, and that person uses that domain knowledge and experience. So a lot of times, the IT business analyst has some technical skills and can actually carry out a lot of these things, by himself. But a business analyst general, you can be a generalist, whereby you just do the general business analyst work. So something people should note, and I thank you for asking that question, is that there's several variants to the business analyst role. So today, people say, oh, I'd rather be a data analyst. Well, a data analyst is still a business analyst, right? But this person is using data analytical tools to actually help solve the business problems, recommend solutions, analyzing data, and using the results of the data analysis and data mining to recommend solutions to the business, to advise the business. So see yourself as an advisor, right? So even as a business analyst, you can be working, in the agile perspective, the IT perspective, the business process perspective, the IT perspective, right? We also have cybersecurity now. So there's different variants of what a business analyst can actually do. You can be a generalist. Most people start off as generalists, and then as they grow and they get more experience, they now become specialists, right? But if people who already have like computer science and computer engineering backgrounds, it's easy for them to start careers as IT business analysts because they already have that experience.
Fair enough. That's very clear. I really appreciate that answer.
Sure.
Based on that, all that you already said about the role of the business analyst, can you tell me what are the qualities of the best business analyst? What the qualities a business analyst should have?
For sure. Okay, so firstly, you should be a problem solver. You should be someone who likes to solve problems. When there is a problem and a challenge, you're excited about it. You should be analytical. You're always analyzing things because there's a lot of analysis work that comes with being a business analyst, right? You should be a fast thinker. You should be able to prioritize your work because you have to do a lot of tasks as a business analyst. You should be someone who has great communication skills. So when I say communication, it's oral and written. So oral because you're going to have a lot of meetings, you're going to interview your stakeholders, you're going to host facilitation sessions and workshops, but you're also going to write a lot of documentation as well. So you need to have great communication skills because you need to adapt to the communication styles of your stakeholders. You also need to have great interpersonal skills. Now, this is so key because as a business analyst, you do a lot of work with people because you're doing less of the technology or the technical things. So you're going to work with a lot of people. So you need to have great people skills, know how to communicate with people, how to negotiate, right? Have great interpersonal skills, be likable, know how to win people and influence them. So these are skills that you need to have as a business analyst. Also, you need to have good business knowledge. Now, business knowledge is so key because I find there's a lot of people who say, well, I've written code, I've developed systems, I know I can do the business analyst role. But if you know the technology and you know how to write code, and that's fantastic, right? I've been a software engineer. I want to be a business analyst. However, do you have great people skills? Can you hold conversations with people and get them to buy into your idea, right? Can you hold large meetings and workshops, right? All this, can you influence and negotiate with people? These are also very key for a business analyst. Do you have good business knowledge? Do you know the reason why? Are you able to ask good questions? Why do we need to carry out this project? A lot of times when you have a business analyst, they will analyze the situation and tell you if it makes sense to actually go ahead with a project. That's why a business analyst is there. So the possibility of failure is low. And then we know that there'll be a return on this investment, that we're not putting money into this project and at the end of the day, we don't yield any value. So that's who a business analyst is. The person is looking at the dollars and the cents about it and saying, okay, if we invest $50,000 in this software today, what is going to be the return on investment? What's going to be the cost of maintaining this solution or this software? All these things, the business analyst puts metrics and KPIs into all these things and can track the success of the project. So, you need to be someone who pays a lot of attention to detail and you really have good business knowledge because it's really not about throwing, recommendations about solutions and technology to the business, but really looking at it, in the big picture and saying, do we really need this right now or should we do nothing about it?
Okay, this is a really full package to be a good because but the one that I really like, this is the communication, because you will have to interact to a lot of people, a lot of stakeholders. You should be able to explain exactly. Do I need to be an SME subject matter expert on the domain, or I will learn the domain while I'm working in the organization?
Well, with a lot of people, they start their careers working in the domain they've been in already. Like a lot of people, they've been in banking, they've been in healthcare, they've been in oil and gas, and they've been a subject matter expert, and then they see a BA role and they can move into that role. So that's a good way to start. However, as a business analyst, you can work in any domain because once you understand the principles and understand the framework behind practicing business analysis, it works in anywhere regardless of the domain. So I've worked in several domains, and to be honest, it's really the same thing. Every business is there to make profits, right? We want to make sure that whatever we're implementing today is of value to us as a business and of value to our customers. And at the end of the day, we want to make sure there's a return, whether it's tangible, which is like money, revenue, or reducing our costs, or even just satisfying our customers. There needs to be value, So at the end of the day, right, value, there's something of value to everybody in that project, right? So knowing what's of value to your stakeholders, regardless of the domain, a BA can work in any domain. You just need to learn and understand the domain.
Perfect. But based on that, what kind of training or academic skills someone needs to have to become a business analyst? Is there any formation or training that exists? I said, okay, I would like to become a business analyst. What do I need to become a business analyst as training or
Yeah.
schedule?
Yeah. So as regards to training, there's a lot of training that you can take to become a business analyst. What I find is for a lot of people, they already have experience working and carrying out a lot of these tasks and activities, and then they just need to be able to get better understand the concepts and the techniques to kind of make the work they do better. I'd highly advise following the IIBA, the International Institute of Business Analysis framework that they actually teach through the BABOK, which is the Business Analysis Book of Knowledge, that really breaks down all the activities business analysts do and the techniques that you can use. There's a lot of other business analyst books. However, they're endorsed education providers. There's universities and colleges that also have business analysis certification or certificate programs. There's endorsed education providers through the IIBA that can actually train on business analysis. So taking this training would help to give you, either you're at the foundation level, or you already have work experience. It gives you the knowledge that you need to actually get started. And then I know that when you get done with all these trainings and courses, you can then go ahead to get certified.
Okay, cool. I would like to ask you that question about certification for business analyst, but you already, say something on that, because I know you are a CBAP, like certified business analyst professional.
Yeah, for sure. I can still share more about that. So with the IIBA, which is a global body for business analysis, there's 3 certification levels for the core business analysis certification. So we have the ECBA, which is the entry level. So before it was only the CBAP, which is what people call the CBAP, but the IIBA thought of ways to help other people gain entry into the industry. So there's the ECBA, which is entry level certificates. So you can have 0 to 1 year of experience. You can take the entry level certificate and become certified as a business analyst. Then we have the CCBA, which is a competency level. So at the competency level, you have about 2 to 3 years of experience. And then you can go ahead to take that, get the training and take that certification exam. And then we have the highest level, which is the CBAP, which is the CBAP certification, where most people have more than 4 or 5 years work experience. These people have been working on different projects and initiatives, so they have more knowledge and they can be called professional business analysts. So they are the highest ranking members of this community. You take the training as well, and then you take the exam. The exam is based on the Business Analysis Book of Knowledge, and it just tests your understanding of the framework based on different business scenarios, so that you're able to actually provide solutions and think on your feet and use your analytical skills. So those are the certifications that you can take to actually start a career in business analysis.
Okay, perfect. I'm really interested in the CBAP. Is it like, what do I need? I know there is some requirements to be able to qualify to take that exam. So what kind of opportunities, like a CBAP, what kind of opportunities that I can have on the market with that certification?
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. So if you have the CBAP, which is the CBAP certification, that shows that you validated the experience you've had over the years, and because of that, a lot of people get promotions. They get more confidence at work, and a lot of people also get salary increase. I can attest to that. That when you have the CBAP, you're mostly seen as a senior business analyst, and therefore you're actually offered more. A lot of people earn over 20% more than the average BA, people who have the CBAP certification. So there's a lot of opportunities there. And the great thing is that you can work anywhere in the world with the CBAP, right? So it's not restricted to the particular country where you wrote the exam. I did my CBAP when I was in Africa, and I live in Canada right now, and it's still valuable for me. So, you want to make sure that you have something that you can use to work anywhere in the world. A lot of companies around the world recognize the CBAP certification for business analyst roles. And it definitely gives you the leverage to negotiate better salaries, right? Because, it's the highest level, and it definitely validates the years of experience that you have practicing business analysis.
How difficult it is to have the CBAP certification? I know it's not really a good question, like difficult.
Well, it's not the easiest of exams. I get that. It's not the easiest of exams. I mean, there's 3 levels, so it definitely has the highest level of difficulty. And that's why for that exam, you know, you're expected to have had some years of experience practicing business analysis. The difficulty level that a lot of people talk about is because the exam is very much scenario based, right? So they give you case studies of a business problem for a fictitious business, right? And you're asked questions based off of that. So they're really testing those analytical skills that you should have, those problem solving skills that you should have, and your understanding of the Babok framework, right? So in the CBAP exam, you have more of those kind of case study scenario questions that actually get you to think. Imagine having like a 2-page of a business problem and you have to think about how to solve that business problem. Definitely, it's a higher difficulty level than, you know, just a typical fill in the gap kind of exam question, right? So yeah, and that's why when I see someone who has a CBAP, I celebrate them, because it's not an easy feat to pass that exam. That exam really, really tests you. And that's why a lot of organizations respect the fact that, you know, even though you may not have for example, Canadian experience, that you already have the CBAP certification validates the experience and the knowledge you have and shows you can actually practice business analysis.
Good. Difficult or not, the good thing is, as long as you get it, the market is open.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really just applying the knowledge. Once you get it, once you know how to apply the knowledge of the framework, what you should typically do as a business analyst, you should be fine.
Exactly. You know, I am a student and I'm following that interview, and I would like to become a really successful business analyst.
Yeah.
What would you suggest me as a student?
Okay, fantastic. So if you're a student and you want to become a business analyst, I would say, you know, if time permits, if you can take elective courses right now in school that relate to business analysis, that would be fantastic if possible. If not, you can actually start your process with learning online. So, you know, taking some fundamental courses in business analysis, and also the ECBA. So the ECBA is a fantastic way to get that entry-level knowledge of business analysis, and you can't go wrong with that. And then research, look at business analyst job descriptions. What are some tools that they use? What are some techniques that they ask about? And start learning about those on your own. You know, there's a lot of free tools that you can use online to practice. There's LinkedIn Learning. You know, there's free websites where you can learn and practice and start actually practicing these. And then if you can get opportunities to intern, you know, that would be amazing for you to start learning how to get started in business analysis, right? Have the mindset of, you know, being a problem solver. A business analyst is a problem solver. So when you approach people or you're in an interview, make sure you're communicating the value. Even though you may not have work experience, talk about problems you've solved, you know, going through school, you know, the class projects that you worked on, the group projects you worked on, your dissertation. All these things are still initiatives you can use to actually communicate your value. And then, you know, start doing some work on your own and sort of building your own portfolio and saying, hey, I've been trying out and testing on how to draw out the business process. This is the business process model that I did. Have all these things handy. They could help you. And then find people to sort of coach you and mentor you through this journey, right? So once you have all these, you know, invest in yourself, get someone who can help you and coach you through this, you should be fine.
Excellent. You know, a question for you. I am listening to you talking about business analysts. I can see passion in your face. I see passion in your voice talking about business analysts.
Thank you.
Just let me know, what makes you happy to be a business analyst? Tell me, from a personal point of view.
What makes me happy is solving the problems. There's really no better joy than you know, working tirelessly long days and nights, because I never said it was an easy career path. But, you know, at the end of the day, whatever you implement is working. You know, there's a lot of great compliments about it. You know, you've been able to be a part of something, you know, to go to work every day knowing you're a part of something big, you know, something that's in people's hands every day. I'm part of the team that thought about this idea, that built this thing. I helped the team and we're able to achieve this. In business analysis, there's a lot of teamwork because you don't do all the work yourself. You need these people to help you. So being a part of that, and another wonderful thing is being a business analyst has really helped me to develop my own communication skills, my speaking skills. I used to be very shy, Clement, very shy. It's never in my wildest dreams would I have ever thought of myself being able to speak to people confidently and boldly. But this is what business analysis also helps me. So it helped my soft skills and working with people from different cultures, different languages, different communication styles, and adapting to all that, right? So it definitely shaped me, in my journey. So that's really what makes me happy being a business analyst. But the most important part is solving problems. I love challenges. I love to be able to, walk through challenges and find a solution or recommend different solutions and, present it and speak about it. It's fun.
Excellent, excellent. I was very, very, very happy to have that interview with you. There is a lot of important information that has been shared during the interview, and I hope that the students will follow that video. They will have a lot of fun to hear you talking about journalists. But before I let you go, thank you for your time. First of all, I would like to ask you that question because you mentioned that on the introduction. You're coming from Africa. So tell me, how was your integration on the Canadian market when you come to Canada? Tell me how it was, your integration. Very simply, you don't need to go deeply, but just tell us how it was. Because a lot of students that I have when I follow that video, they're coming from outside the country as well. They would like to, there is a chance for them. Sometimes they say, okay, I'm not proud of what I have as my certificate or whatever. So they are a bit afraid of. But sometimes I invite people who have success in that country and tell them, explain to other people, there is a possibility, there is a chance. So tell me about yourself, how was your integration?
Well, just like every other immigrant, I had my challenges, as well. But one thing that kind of helped me stand out was before I arrived, I started preparing for my arrival, taking courses, training, learning what was required of a business analyst in Canada, looking at the gaps and then trying to fill in those gaps, building up myself. I also leveraged networking, reaching out to people who have been here before me that could guide me, advise me, and that was really, really helpful for me. Understanding more about the Canadian work culture, learning about that, learning how to write my resume, because what we use in Nigeria is the CV and what is used is the resume. So learning how to write my resume and then build relationships with people, it was really, really helpful for me, in my journey and integrating and then finding a support system, joining associations or groups of people, like-minded people also helped me in my early days because I have no family here. So I moved here just by myself. So I did have those initial struggles, but I was able to pull through. And then of course, remembering, why I'm here and knowing that, I have the value, right? I have experience. I know I have the value that I can offer to organizations through my skills and experience. And I just need to know how to communicate that value. So those were my initial, those were the things I did initially that helped me to integrate, right? You cannot overemphasize the power of having a great community, having a support system, and then of course, channels like yours, that are helping people as well. And we here that are speaking to people and saying you can also do it, right? If Eno did it, you can do it as well. Leverage the skills and experience you have, build your mindset, build a resilience mindset, because it's not going to be easy, right? But once you know that I have what it takes and you're putting in the work, you definitely get the results for sure.
Excellent. Thank you a lot for your time. I'm sincerely, appreciate your time today to share that information with my audience.
You're welcome.
And then I hope we will have to talk again in the coming days. And then if ever I receive some questions about business analyst, I know you're a good reference to answer those questions.
Definitely. Sure. Happy to answer any questions. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Eno Eka is my name, Eno and EKA. So reach out to me on LinkedIn. My website is www.enoeka.com.
Perfect. I'm going to put those information behind the video, and then people will have those information and then they will be able to contact you. Thank you again, Eno.
Thank you so much.
Mesdames et messieurs, ça a été l'émission Facilité pour aujourd'hui. Donc, on a abordé de cette thématique business analyst. En fait, business analyst, c'est la personne, mais c'est l'analyse d'affaires qu'on a abordé avec Eno, qui est un CBAP. Elle a le plus haut niveau de certification en business analyst. Elle évolue en Alberta, dans la partie ouest du Canada. Donc, elle est un coach. C'est quelqu'un que vous pouvez contacter effectivement si vous avez des questions par rapport à votre carrière, par rapport à l'orientation que vous aimeriez donner à votre carrière. Elle est disponible sur LinkedIn et elle a son website personnel que je vais mettre en dessous de l'écran. Comme ça, vous pourrez toujours la contacter. Si d'aventure vous auriez certaines questions pour elle, elle pourra justement vous guider. C'est un énorme plaisir de partager ces informations avec vous, mesdames et messieurs. L'émission, c'est Facilité. Mon nom, c'est Clément Calvert. Le moyen de contact avec nous, c'est le 514-799-6087 par email clément.calvert@clémentcalvert.com. Et le médium, c'est Radio Télépixel. C'est à travers sa page YouTube, sa page Facebook et LinkedIn que vous serez en mesure de voir nos publications. Nos remerciements à vous tous qui allez nous suivre pour cette édition. Et nos remerciements aussi à notre metteur en ondes, Anthony. Merci, l'infatigable, c'est lui qui arrange tout pour la préparation de cette émission. Le rendez-vous est pris pour la semaine prochaine. D'ici là, je vous souhaite de passer une excellente fin de semaine. Thank you.